Hello.
Dumelang.
Hi.
Lekai.
Reteng wena okay?
Wow. I'm so happy hara sokola go connect yanong. It's because of the anointing. Because re tshwere moruti yanong. Hakuna bodi he. Matimone a thabile. Matimone Mr. and Mrs. Ramokgadi, thank you so much for joining us this evening. What an honor it is to have you as our guest tonight, to come and give us some wisdom about marriage. Keep us spark and look young over all these years. At your wedding, I mean, Mrs. Ramokgadi is a chinchiki hairstyle.
Give that glory of the Lord. Hallelujah.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, no,
No, and before the tralela, uta ropela, madam.
Hallelujah.
Because the anointing is on the vocals. We're thinking like power couple, Lindsay. Let's have a thing. Stage. Mosadi ke na a go emisang ka sefela. What?
My wife.
Yeah, my wife. Okay, my wife. I would like to call on my wife to come in and do that. I'm just joking.
No. That's a joke. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to have that and to think, Khori, 13 years ago when you guys said I do, I'm sure things would look like this, the way they look right now.
No, not at all. But I think what was quite interesting, like in Nahan, when the day we got married, a lot of my friends, but she had never seen that in me, and I had forgotten about that. So,
I was not cut from a cloth. I was thinking, never, ever. Hey, Morena, shock. Yo, I know.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that.
Wow. And that was going to be my question later on, but since we are on that note, we might as well when you guys met, Ramokgadi, what were you doing? Were you an entrepreneur or were you working 9 to 5?
Business owner.
Okay, so you were a businessman, right? And then let's talk about the transition from now businessmen to men of God. And how did that come about? And how did you break that to your wife? How did she take that? Let's walk us through that moment.
She normally says Mudimu had already prepared her for that. But I remember it's a little bit further than the exact moment. I'll tell you the exact moment when it happened, the transition and the decision taken. But I remember a few years back when Pastor Chwenima was a senior pastor. And then there was a time that he requested me to minister. I think in a LA youth day or something. And then I did that. And then after that, ke ge a kopa gore ke nne ke etse bo di-announcements and all those things. But na ke le stubborn as well. So ke gopola ke mare ke, are you sure? Or you want me to do that? Then he said to me, not, Thabo, let's agree to disagree on other matters. But I would like you to do that. So I remember I said to him one time, Narmut, do you think that I am called to be a pastor? Abancheva, Basmaila, what do you think? But then 2012, 13, I think late 2012 or early 2013. No, could have been late 2012. Pastor Chris Fenter about our interim senior pastor. So this one time my aunt had shingles, and then we went to her house with Pastor Chris. And then palms are going back to the church. Then I said to him, Pastor Chris, do you think that I am called? Then Pastor Thabo, Thabo, that was the thing I wanted to talk to you about. Have you ever considered coming full time into ministry? I thank God that He already spoke to you. No, God has not spoken. I'm just asking a question. Then he said, no, I wanted to talk to you, and then I would like you to be an intern pastor. So 2013, that's when I became an intern pastor. Then 2014, I became a trainee pastor. But then that came with a condition that I'll need to be at the church every Friday. Well, I had to pick one day in a week. So Friday was more convenient. Then he said, no, it's okay. Now I had to go and speak to my business partner. But I and remember, in the business world, I can make accountant. I was doing the marketing. I did almost everything in that company. So a day honestly meant a lot because I used to travel a lot. Fridays was also my day out, Gadi Shopong, meet clients and all those. So I had to decide that, what, am I going to now take this day and, so that's how it came about. But in any case, I had already started feeling like Jonah in the boat. Things are not going well, got business. Maybe it's me, they need to just throw me into the sea, and then maybe the boat will be okay. So yeah, so that's how it came about to me, Melo. I honestly, it was those times, and it was a tough decision, honestly, to make. And I remember 2014, I was supposed to go in my 2015 February. That's when I was supposed to go full time. But then it happened 2015 January. So I remember we had a meeting with my partner, and there was a guy from Joburg, JJ Osthazen. So they set me down, you know what, you've been giving the church one day. Is it possible that you can give us one day in the week as well? Mondays, you set your day off, so please come help us. HR issues and the order generate. So it was quite so I think in that year, 2015, I was full time, but I still had to go in, give a tools, go business in, talk to some clients because the clients, and so it was quite a transition that came with a 11,000 pay cut, by the way. By the way, yeah.
And okay, I couldn't ask Basadi Barata Chenete, so how did she take it?
Hey,
You know what?
wait till that moment, ne? Yes. When like being a pastor's wife, like it's hava fellow hati muruti mamuruti, then it gets hava pavatet on one alive. The first thing was oh, we are going to be poor. So it so happened for
Okay, we are back. Connection in the.
Can you hear us? Oh, Kiri, it so happened for the day and I'm playing la Korean Udisaiti and Rizana Kokiriting and who will let it. Wasn't my birthday.
Was it?
It wasn't my birthday.
I don't remember.
No, it wasn't my birthday. Ne? So Kenekile Le KD Shopping, who is now Mama Ruti, yes. Lena Shokile, anyways. So Nekena Lena really go shopping. So I was on my way to the till, ne? So to get a few items. And then Hans get more cute. Hello.
I can hear you.
Mayday, can you hear us?
Yes.
Mayday.
Marla Breaker. Hello. Yo. Okay, it looks like we've lost them a little bit. While we are trying to get them back, just to backtrack a little bit on how the two lovebirds met. So apparently, excuse me, they met at Tebogo's boss's wedding. And if I'm not mistaken, Thabo was a groomsman or the best man, one of the two. And what then happened was that Tebogo is the one who spotted him. And she felt a connection. This is my husband. She had not met Thabo. She had not spoken to him at all. But she felt something in her spirit. That is my husband. And apparently she went home and she told her mother, Aramama, the one for me, you know, my Adam. And they had not met. Okay, let us try and get them back. Yes, o tla re tlotlela sentle me Ramokgadi gore o bone eng tota ela se se dirileng gore in that moment that's the one for me. Ba sa kopana, ba sa bua, ba sa ira sepe. I mean, ke yone ka nnete love at first sight ya makoya e go buang ka yone. That moment when I laid eyes on you, I knew you were the one. Rona khale re ke maka. But to have a buayalo, very juta. But clearly, no, it is possible to lay your eyes on somebody and know in that moment right there and there, that is the one for me. Love at first sight, and of course, because you know, Thabo was friends with Tebogo's boss, he would call the office and
Mayday, are we back?
You are back.
Hallelujah. Oh, everything modi Wi-Fi ya na re leke ka data re bona re tla bereka.
Gape batho ba ka sona. Ke yone cause
ntse re le ka go reka ke re ba ruta re ke thata budget ke so ntse rona re ka se ke data 1 giginyana.
Okay, you were busy saying you were afraid of poverty, you were shopping, waiting, same time.
Hey, I can't even so you make one a jacket that I liked. Jacket. As I'm holding the jacket, calling and saying, "Hi, love." Lovey, I need to talk to you. Hey, I was not prepared for that. I'm on the salary cut, ne? Mood worrying, drop.
Worrying mood.
Wait, I left the jacket, ne? And her pesa phone, Sunday lunch in the KD card. Already, so again, I want to tell wait, he grows there for the next month. Oh, well, yeah, but From then, we have been seeing the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. You know, sometimes you think ba exaggerate or they're just saying. But we have seen provision in such amazing ways, such amazing ways. You know, ke rata gore ha motho a bua ka provision ya morena or miracles tsa morena, they really need to bring it to us in a way that we will understand. Simple things, ne? Simple things. Somebody would just come, at least
yeah, how they sing. At least sing
I katile, I pass it
or
the foodie passes it, Mabani, like mabani, we got vegetables, we got spinach, we got onions, babang barfamazela, uruka. Like we are seeing provision yamarena in such amazing ways, such amazing ways. Ever since then, I'm thinking I keep on carrying provision.
And to add, you know, to what you're saying, for most people, like when they think about happiness, babatla go equate to chelete, like I am wealthy, I am happy, Modimo has provided because I have cash. You know, I'm part of this women's prayer group, and on Thursday, Ribua, what we are grateful or thankful for, like the testimonies are on. And I was thinking about that, like in this moment, I am so happy because I might not have the chelete tse ke di batlang, but to be able to always have motlakase, petrol,
it's a blessing.
Hot water, just that. And I said exactly that. So I'm so glad that you are just emphasizing that point. Modimo comes through for us. It does not have to be cash or the way the world sees it. But the fact that you are healthy today, bana ba tsogile sentle, koloi ya tsamaya, e go isa kerekeng, ya go busa.
Mariano, just to add on that, we saw God in a great way. It's an amazing way in this. We are contemplating with like our bonds are curo, the girl also blacky. So we are contemplating raising the boy also blacky as well because of affordability. So then one time I call a friend of mine, so it so happened to Ribuaka di call Keremat. Bana Bazana Gayon cure Mungo salt like you can so Mungo cure Misa salt like Are how is Sumana go? No, like there's no other way. I know for the next 4 years the school fees is covered.
Praise God. Praise God.
Just like that, and I tell my wife, and we start to wonder, but then why would she do that? And like, it's not like she's a person that we see like regularly or often. I think my wife, maybe hello, monument, how long is it?
No, not really.
Okay, like my wife maybe saw her once or twice in the 13 years that we've been married. Yeah, the other day Narurisa Italy, so ke bona re latlhegile re sa kgone go bua le batho ba ko Italy re re latlhege so ka be ke gana nna wa mara
Italy. I'm deeply hurt.
But anyway, this is your show, let me keep quiet.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
We're thinking, feel free. All about this is about the couple, the individual, that interaction, you know, and speaking of the interaction, so you guys got married very, very young, ne? What?
Yes, she was young. She was young, I was not.
You are younger than what you are now, okay?
Oh, definitely,
very,
yes.
very, very, very young.
No, yeah, well, yeah, very, very, very.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of getting married at a young age?
For me, I think I don't know, I feel the older you are when you get married, you're already used to doing life yourself. You are used to doing things the way that you see fit, you know. But then, how to say, the other person in the picture, you need to take them into consideration. You don't make decisions only one, you need to consult, you know. So I think for now, anyways, I don't know about other people, but for now, I think it worked out well for me. So I basically grew up yeah, that independent. So yeah, I think that was the advantage for me.
And the disadvantage?
Disadvantage, I don't think there's any disadvantage. Yeah, I get more than work at the wife of your youth. Yes. So like really the wife of his youth.
Yeah, for now, I honestly speaking, but I think the journey itself. But for now, I feel that sometimes wish I could have done it earlier. Because honestly speaking, I feel that had one done it earlier, but it's just an assumption because I married old, so one could never know if they were younger, would it have been better, you know. But I feel that if I would have married her earlier, well, she would have been too young for me to get married to her. So it really doesn't. Never underage. If I wanted to marry her when I was her age, underage, so it would not have been possible. So I guess I'm happy I married a younger one. The only thing that I feel for now as a person that I wish could have happened, ke na le go sheba gore re sentse re godisa bana ba bo 7 years and bona itelo di thuntse. Ke wish o ka nke ba tseba le gaufinyana le age ya university wa bona. But apart from that, I think I don't see any much disadvantages for age because what I've picked up, we're able to navigate through life and challenges because those we've had, I think it's like work out on earlier on. And I think if one would have been as independent as she had just mentioned, one would have given up. I feel not. I've done life by myself. I don't think I need this. So for now, I think, 29, 23, I don't think it was that bad. So for me, I think I enjoyed marrying her. Well, when I met her, she was 19, 10, 20. So I think I have the youngest wife of all my friends. So
absolutely. And speaking of 19, wait, also when I shared your story, when I shared, your story, inviting people to tune in tonight. There's one on Arias like it. I wish Thabo man. And then Moto Ar, that's the one.
Bing, bing.
She's like, oh wow, like what courage from Tebogo. My word. So, when you guys got cut off there, I was telling the viewers, this thing ya gore love at first sight re ntse re nagana gore ke maka di movie di writer ba writeta mara ka nnete clearly it was love at first sight. Tebogo, what was it about Thabo that made you feel like he's the one? Oh, not really shapnose e phalima. The way the suit I won't say Tedu or Nasnadi Tedu at that time.
I can't really think. Suddenly, they were in yeah, I can't really think.
Not like this, not like this.
Not like this.
Let me train the ways again. I'll never forget that day. Yes, like I said, we were at my boss's wedding. So in comes the brother, Heaven. So I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to myself, yo, this guy, plus all that thing, and I want to take it
My type.
where is it? And then something happened. Baba Sapulusa will find it difficult to understand what I'm about to say. And by then, sister. I mean, I don't think
don't check it's 7 or plus 9.
Mari, remember, I had accepted the Lord kilo primary.
Yeah, it doesn't come.
Yeah. So what happened is, as I was looking at this guy, anyways, anyways, a loud voice, not a voice in my heart, in my spirit. An audible voice, male voice, says to me, that is your husband. I literally remember turning around, asking for it. What do you mean? I don't know this guy. For all I know, I hope for a component that day. Maybe they thought I had a conversation with that voice. But I don't know him. For all I know, maybe he's from Botswana or whatever. That is your husband. And I looked around for the voice. There was no one. There was no one. And then that is my husband. So as life was progressing, like we spent 4 months or 3 months talking on the phone. We were just
there. Just to interject, Thabo, what was it? Yanunga voice said you for 4 months. You were only busy phone. Voice. Every day without faith. Hello.
You know, to Melo, I think, honestly speaking, I don't know in real life, but in the life of a phone, she has the most beautiful voice ever. In the life of a phone. I natota ke a le rata lerato la mogala ke a le itumela lerato la phone. But there was something about her voice, you know, phone etiquette was amazing. You know, the way she spoke on the phone. I know there's a guy Mukerekeng, half phone, every time Hakafuna, then Marv picks up the phone. He always goes like bananas. Wow, so her voice when it was very attractive. And I think maybe the reason it took so long was that I didn't want to be disappointed. You know, the voice, the person. So you know, the phone was, you know, but again, at that time, like I said in the story, I think with about some more, but yeah, but her voice was just amazing. When you speak to her on the phone, it's different, you know, she has an amazing voice, and I think it's a higher grade first language. You know, like it did matter. Thank you.
No, but definitely she does have she has a warmth about her, like only warmth, she captures you with her voice. And just to add on, I still remember the first day you came to choir practice. Good New Life. I remember your outfit. You were wearing knee-high boots, study stiletto, with a fur jacket. Yes, darling, a big fur jacket.
I think it's a jacket.
Yes. On knee-high boots, a jean, and a big fur jacket. Hey, tabs, slay queen.
Yo, Slave Queen says to the Mamuru. When
Wow. And speaking of Slave Queen, I say to let's talk about the first year of marriage. So you guys get married 23, 29. How was that like? What fights did you guys have? Like what kind of fights were you guys having?
Before that, before the first year of marriage,
Yes.
there was preparing for marriage.
Okay.
We broke up, by the way, in 2005.
yes.
We broke up in 2005.
Okay.
It was for a year, a month, I think.
More.
Month or two. Ne? So my aunt invites her to be an usher at her wedding.
Okay.
And she asks me to go and pick her up. And that way, we have broken up again.
Okay.
Maui. I think Napere 2 PC egg gray.
Gray, yes.
The stiletto knee high boots, steady brown. Ne? Yo, so like Corey, I went like no, more I think I usually floppy serious. Anyway, fast forward, we get back together. December 2006. We got married 2007. December 2006, we go Waterfall Mall, or Rustenburg. Refeta, stands on for stands. Obona ring. I want that ring. Huh?
That's my wedding ring.
You want what? No, that's my wedding ring. Wedding ring. And then wedding ring for. No, I'm going to get married in that ring I wanted.
My goodness.
So guess what? The brother had to buy the ring. Because at that moment, I bought the ring.
Because we didn't know we were going to find it ever again.
Yes.
So I had to make sure I get it. Whether I was getting married to him or somebody else, no, I had to get that ring.
Yeah, so we got the ring. Anyway, first year of marriage. Yeah, no, it was tough, eh?
Yeah.
It was.
It
was extremely difficult, to be honest, because Cloud and I had a lot of friends, and she's quiet, and I had never met anyone who was a friend except the maid of honor Kolinyalo. So she had a problem about me having too many friends. She had a problem about me going out a lot. She had a problem about me leaving the socks everywhere. Like that stressed her. She had a problem with Colgate. Like when I use Colgate, in nothing. Like it's a how come, but me to learn a little. I want to learn Colgate. Tamati so suma your nice. Because all of those were like that. And I think that frustrated her a lot. And I think in that, what I did as well, the outgoing me decided to no longer be outgoing. So I was reserved, I was quiet. So it was quite, honestly speaking, it wasn't easy. I don't think only the first year, the first maybe 2-3 years of our marriage was quite something, it was, No, if we survived that, I don't think, now if we survived that, it was rough, it was difficult, it was extremely.
It even came to a point of having a conversation after if the year ends with the year now, we are splitting,
Yeah, well, I even remember there was a time where my wife was suggesting that we stay in separate bedrooms. Roommates, and then the only time we come together if but then I remember at that time it sounded like a good idea. It was a good offer, because it meant that we will not be in each other's business. But at that particular point, I remember saying to myself and feeling that, you know what, if ever we agree to this, that we should stay in separate rooms, what will happen to us? Will we ever come to a point where we say, you know what, let's move in back together? Who's going to initiate that? After seeing what we've been going through and how difficult it has been for us to communicate, then I said, you know what, I'm not taking that deal. We'll fight sleeping together. It's fine. If we don't speak, it's okay, but none of us is moving into a different bedroom. So we did it that way, but it was tough, eh? It was tough.
And
I think that the for me, I see it as a blessing for when we got married. The desire to have kids. I did not want to have kids. And we spoke about it, I don't want to have kids. And we both feel for it. Had we had kids, the first 3 years of our marriage, we would not have survived.
sure.
But I think after those 3 years, it is then that desire for came. And then we had our first child, our 4th year.
Yeah.
Our 4th year.
Yeah. So it was so bad that I remember we've been to Swaziland, Mozambique, and all those other places. And can you believe we'd go with friends, you know, there's a couple that is our friends, you know, we always do December together. So we would go there and not speak to each other. Like it would be the worst thing ever. Like we are there and Haribui. Yeah,
5-star hotel.
No smile, nothing. Except Harina Lebatu, then we'd laugh and you know, but it was hey, it was like Nil Tapa, we go to Rustenburg quiet, we come back quiet. Yeah, no, it was, you know, the first 3 years were like, yeah, they were the worst, you know.
And when, let's talk about the turning point, because obviously, you know, you're speaking about how difficult it was. So when was the moment where you moved from now not speaking, not wanting to be in each other's space, to now, okay, we're happy again? Like, okay, I want you. Oh, but kanto montle yana.
Sure. For now, it happened for me gradually, ne? But I think I remember when we had our first son, not our first son, when we had our son. Then what happened? Hey, we had forgotten. But for now, I think something that frustrated her was the fact that this thing I remember there's no reciprocating. I felt like the burden of a relationship was on me. You know, I felt like I was carrying this whole thing, you know, and I was tired and I felt like, you know, and I remember, you know, I was driving alone. If it those buildings, like, get outside the unity, then going towards mega city. And then I had decided, I'm tired, I can't take this anymore. And then when I got home, my grandmother on Adumela Tata more focus on the family. So I picked up one of their books. And the story that I read, or the article that I read, in a book, reciprocating, or more than reciprocating is not the most important thing. That what you do, you have a responsibility and a duty, and then it is your duty to do what God has called you to do, and then do that which is your responsibility. What the other person does is their business with God. It's not your business. And I had to learn that, and to be honest, that transformed me. That changed the way I viewed her, I viewed marriage, and from that on, not that things became extremely easy, but I think somehow I started to accept that I had a responsibility and I didn't care much about reciprocating anymore, even today.
And Tebogo, what do you admire about your husband?
Yo, my husband is full of love, like ulerato le lengwe le leng gore sometimes ke na le feel gore it's batho ba bang ba ba ratang ba ba deserve that love, you know. But that's just how he is. Loving too much, and he's very kind. He's very kind and he's nice. Like, yo, you know, I pray to God for until nice. Like, he is nice. Like, nice. Oh, nice. And I have to pray and say, Lord, help me to be nice. He is nice. Sometimes annoyingly nice. You know. And
well, unknowingly or
annoyingly nice.
Oh,
like annoyingly nice. You know. And I love. You know, sometimes but when I look how we grow up or you become a parent, uboni how your parents were. Ne? My husband did not grow up with a mother and a father. But the way I lead our family thing, it is so amazing. It is so amazing. The way thing, the way he loves the kids thing, the way he family I don't want to sound whatever, but he wants us to work. He wants the kids to know who there's mom, there's dad, and the things that he teaches our kids. Like feel a bit too much, ne? But from a very young age, he taught them to express themselves. How do you feel? What do you think? But let's have a conversation. They are too young for such things, but he taught them that they are able to say it nicely for Mommy, I didn't like it when you did 1, 2, 3, or I didn't like it, whatever. I love that about him. I love the way he loves me, like he loves me. I know that he loves me. And what else do I love about him? PG, yes, yeah, everything.
What do you love about your wife, Thabo?
Everything.
What do you love and admire?
You know, I think I don't know if I should say love and admire or love and hate, ne? But maybe let's say love and admire. Oh. It's a misunderstanding, love and admire, but it was stop it, I like it kind of a thing. You know, I don't think, I appreciate, I love her wisdom. And that's why I love it and I hate it at the same time, because she's not even aware how wise she is. You know, I think that she's extremely gifted. And and she knows, I sometimes say to her, you know, I wish you saw in yourself what I see in you. Because my greatest worry about her is that life will pass her by without her realizing her full potential. Because I believe that she's extremely gifted, she's extremely wise. The other day, she played matric results and she didn't do as good as I. But then she did not go through, I did not go what she was going through at that time. And for someone to pass, she didn't study when she did a matric. Like literally she did not study and somehow she passed. I failed my first attempt at matric, you know, and I sometimes feel like I wish that she could see that in herself. So I like her wisdom. She doesn't speak wisely to me. Sometimes I have to eavesdrop when she speaks to other people, because that's the only time I get to enjoy, you know, listening. No, but she knows. I often, you know, tell her this, but I believe with all my heart that she's extremely wise, and I think she's a perfect person for me. And I love the way that she loves me as well. You know, like I had a dream, ke ne ke kidnapilwe, and then for a whole year, ke berekiswa ko di mine, ke tle ke le mo nchonchonchonchoncho. O itse ha ke tla, ka mpona, she didn't have that glow that I know she would have. And then ke kopa diaparonyana, tse tsa gago ke setse ke di rekisitse diaparo, but ke tla go fa shirt ya mothwane. And you know, that was a nightmare. You know, a nightmare. I couldn't sleep after that. And I could not believe it. Oh, panna, ijojo. So I had to try and sleep, but come up with a better conclusion of the dream. You know, because I often tell her that every time I think of the time when she would be with the Lord, I get sad. Like, sure. So I don't think I can exist without her. So I love everything about her.
Wow. And
Like,
speaking,
yeah.
and speaking of her gifts and her talents, this question that I want to ask is for it. What if the calling had been on your wife's life and she was the one who was supposed to preach and you were supposed to be the assistant pastor in Mayena, the lead pastor? Do you think you would be able to handle those dynamics? And just in general, can the wife shine brighter than the husband in a marriage?
For the longest of time, for the longest of time in a marriage, as much as she doesn't earn much, but she was earning more than me. And I had to accept and live with that. And I had to get to realize that God has called me to be a partner regardless of anything. And I often say to my wife and to everyone else that is listening, you know, we often misunderstand the term of helper. You know, we often think that when the Lord says that He's my helper, it means that He's my domestic. And it doesn't mean that, you know, how sure about the word helper in the Bible, and it refers to God Himself as being our helper, and it's the same term that is used to a woman. So for me, and I often tell her that I believe that there's something great about women. I believe that personally, I believe that when God created the garden and He said to Adam, name all the animals. And the Lord said, no, it is not good for man to be alone. I'll make him a suitable helper. I believe personally that the Lord realized that man cannot handle this workload alone. And the Lord said, you know what, Adam, you cannot handle ruling alone. You cannot handle running things alone. You need someone to run and do life with, not someone to come and look after you, but somebody that you can do life with. It was too much for Adam to carry the workload alone. And coming back to what you are saying, I often say to her, I think she will be a better leader in terms of we love couples, we lead couples, but somehow in me, I think I'll be a better, I'll support better in that role if she leads that, because of her wisdom and how it's meticulous when it comes to detail. And if you I'm not sure about leading the church. I've never thought of it. But if there's any other role that she would be leading me in, I think I'll support that, and I think I will give her my 101 support in that, because I honestly believe that in certain areas, as much as she doesn't see that she's more gifted than myself, I even believe that prayer, you know, our prayer meetings and all, I believe they must be led by her, because I believe that she can do better than me in that. So that's just how I see it. When it comes to being senior pastor, I've never thought about it, but I always say to her, I believe women are called as well. So if the roles were changed and I still have this attitude, I think I would definitely follow her and be as an assistant to her.
Do you know what your purpose is as individuals, as a couple, and how important is purpose being aligned, like your purpose being aligned with your spouse's purpose in a marriage?
This week, if preacher can go for it, ne? That's the sermon for this week, go for it. And I'm talking about a bit of, going forward, God has called you for. I think I'm a communicator. I did PR, I majored in communication, and she often tells me this. And I think I need to see it through her eyes. I believe that my sole purpose in life is to communicate with people, to draw people to God. And not only that, my deepest desire and passion personally is to help Baruti to run better churches, to do life better. That's I believe I'm called to help people better themselves and grow in their role and call in life.
Tebogo, have you found your purpose as an individual?
As an individual, I'm still finding my purpose. And I remember Pastor Brenda, Mama Brenda, I call her Mama Brenda. She used to say, wherever God has placed you, you must shine your light. Whether you are a mother, whether you are a worker, whatever, wherever that God has placed you, you must do it as unto the Lord. So for now, I would say, when it comes to church, I'm a worshiper at church, and I know in my heart what I have been called to do that. I have been called to break chains through worship. I also believe that being a mother is a calling. There are a lot of women who wish to have born children by themselves or of themselves and haven't had that opportunity. So having God trusting me with those kids is a calling. It is a blessing. Being a helpmate to my husband, and I love the way he interprets it, is also a calling of which I believe I am growing, still growing in, And also, even in the marketplace, people when you are called, it's only when you are at church, but also in the marketplace, wherever that the Lord has placed you, you need to shine your light. People need to see God in you. People need to hear God in you. I mean, the way you conduct yourself, how you respond to whatever challenges or things that are happening, we need to shine our light. And I also believe that having gone through what we have gone through as a married couple, the Lord has placed that God has allowed such things to happen to us so that we can be able to relate with other couples, to identify with them. For something, we are not shocked or we feel hey, you don't pray. No, whether you pray or not, things happen. And through the challenges that we have faced, I have learned one cannot do life by themselves. Only couple, we isolated, you cannot do life by yourself. So the Lord has used, because I don't have a lot of friends, the Lord has brought to my attention a lot of reading materials that have helped me grow as a wife, as a woman. There are things that one would read, and you would be feeling something, and not being able to articulate it even to yourself, this is how I'm feeling. And then you read a book, and then you realize, this is how I feel, man. And I believe Morena has just been so gracious to us, and he's continuing to open our eyes to a lot of things. we are able to share and impart to other people as well. So as a couple, ministry we need to do it, we need to push hard in there.
Absolutely. And just, I think before you guys even got into ministry, I mean, like Lira, the sleepover, the girls,
Yes.
The girls that left for sleepover, from church, and then vice versa, let the guys that left for sleepover, and you guys have always opened your home and your hearts to young people, and I am so glad that it's not just young people, but it's also couples as well. And thank you for allowing God to use you and to use your marriage to help couples, and not just couples, but young couples. I think there's a reason why, you got married young. So that you can minister to both young people and couples in general, because we can relate to you as young people and relate to you as married people, for those who are married. Now, what one thing, now we are almost out of time. What's the one thing you've learned about marriage? One thing thus far in this 13 years.
Now I've learned, and I'm still learning, marriage is not about me, myself, and I. That is why Morena likens the church Lilinyalo. For it is not about me, it is not about I, it is not about how I feel, it is not about what I think. It is like a relationship. There's a quote I can tell from Fierce Marriage. We do not seek our spouse's heart as much as Christ seeks our heart. So it is not about us. It is not he's not doing things for me. It is about, like he said earlier, doing my part. Because whatever service we do, we do it as unto the Lord.
Thabo?
To love her as Christ has loved the church and gave himself up for her.
Wow. Moho Makatleho Pagati says, wow, faith. I think
Hi, Moho. Huh? And it got lost a few times, but I found it. Wow. The very same ring, because I promised for when you buy it, you'll never buy another one. Wow. So the whole day, next to the car.
Oh, wow. And Kacha Hopani are true. Pastor Thabo, oh nice. My husband Chris looks up to him. And then Rifilwe Madilola says, I love you guys.
Aww.
Tulu Siate praying hands. And then Moho Khate are I can totally relate. I get to relate specifically. So we're going to go into the last segment of our show. Is it Thabo? Is it Tebogo? Okay. Who talks a lot? Who is short-tempered?
I think Emma. I think it matters.
You know what, man? Yeah, you read the couple because last week the question was who snores. Now they both know it's their wife. Mara, the husband out. I can reveal it. No. And the wife is like, no, kid. And then he's like, oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
I sense that.
Nah.
Who is romantic?
He is.
And who snores?
He does.
But I never hear myself.
Huh?
Between the two of you. Ke mang kgonang go rapela? A shape all night, Papa. No sleeping.
That was already all night Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know. I think her.
Now you will pray without ceasing throughout the day, any time of the day. Marathon all night.
No,
Everybody, hey, you know, man, three body
Until point fair.
Oh.
Okay, no, sorry. The actual question was, who is able to look on the bright side of life?
My husband. Oh.
Wow, wow. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, for sharing, your story, for inspiring us, for challenging us, for horibula matho, for yeah, thank you so much. What a pleasure it has been having a conversation with you guys. I'm sure Babanti le bone have learned so much. Thank you for being so open and honest. You know what? We are out of time, but I want this one. What's your favorite verse?
Yeah, Psalm 91, the whole of it.
Okay. So I declare.
Hey, like, we recite our of it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, refer the first line of Psalm 91. What is the verse about?
He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust.
Yeah, it depends on a season. I don't have a verse for but the first verse when I got saved that I learned was 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So that is the verse that has carried me through my entire life of Christianity. And
wonderful. Nomvuyo Bas Ari. This is a relationship that is meant to be. Hallelujah. Love, you guys are really an inspiration. And just before we close, my favorite verse is Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And definitely God knew exactly what the plan was, to bring you two together. Despite the ups and downs, you still made it back to each other for a purpose, for a reason. And we are so glad you you melted in the hands of the potter. You became clay, and he was able to mold you to become this amazing couple that you are. May your marriage grow and grow and grow and grow, and may you grow in love. And the to celebrate a 50-year wedding anniversary, before we go, please look into the camera and say, be great. If not you, then who?
Say it again.
Be great.
Great.
For if not you, then who?
Okay. Be great. For if not you, then who?
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. To everybody who's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Tune in again next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. when we chat to another amazing couple who is making it in life and in love. Remember, be grateful. If not you, then who? My name is Melo Mtetwa. Good night and God bless. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Melo. Thank you for having us. Bye.
You're welcome. Cheers. Bye.